issues that are in the briefing are between my attorney and the court and the judge. And I'm not really free to speak about that. That was an opinion by my attorney and not by me.
So are you aware of others who've engaged in similar behavior?
I'm not familiar that I engaged in that behavior.
Representative, do you have access to your office? What's it been like actually coming back?
Well, this is my first day. I drove down today. Heavy traffic, so I'm sorry I'm a little late. But I'm really happy to be on the floor. Traffic was heavy. And I really haven't engaged the speaker yet on some of his administrative decisions. But we'll try to work through that.
In light of the recent House vote, do you have any plans on resigning?
No.
No. Why not?
I can't elaborate on that because it deals with a lot of the issues regarding the trial and issues presently before the federal judge.
Okay. Representative, what's your reception been like after coming back this week?
I just made it today, so I've had a number of members on both sides come up and greet me and say it was nice to see me and nice to see that I'm in good health and high-spirited and looking forward to continue to serve.
Your congressman claimed that they would like you to resign last week. How do you respond to that?
Well, that would have. I'm not going to respond to the issue of the resolution because that's the feeling of the speaker and the leadership. But hopefully, as time goes by, they might have a different course.
Representative, you did text about a dirty dozen, as you called them. Were you part of a group of lawmakers that was dealing with these union groups?
No.
Why did you say that, though? You used the words yourself, dirty dozen.
You got me. I don't recall doing that, so.
Do you feel you were impaired on the job as a state lawmaker?
I think that's a determination that the forensic doctor that I had and the court system and my attorney need to make a determination on.
Can you explain at all the emails where you talk about exchanging votes for campaign funds?
Emails?
Yes, texts. My apologies.
Yeah, I can't. Again, that piece of information is currently being reviewed and really analyzed, and I can't really speak to the process that we're working on right now, but my attorney could shed some light on that for you.
What do you say to the people who are trying to recall you?
Well, there's a small group in Traverse City, and it's been interesting. They organized an event, and they were to mail me postcards asking me to resign. So I was expecting really an avalanche of postcards. And while I was home on a medical pass and finishing up everything I had this weekend, I had received a total of 8 of them. So, I can't really measure the public and their wishes, but right now, people that I walk into in Traverse City and the grocery store and the supermarkets and gas stations, they all shake my head and give me words of encouragement.
Will you reconsider
have any of them asked them
if your recall is on the ballot? Will you reconsider your statement that you're not going to resign at this time?
Difficult to say because I have to think about the circumstances, on many factors.
Wouldn't it have been easier for you to resign, given your personal health issues and calls from colleagues? Did you give it some serious consideration?
Well, you have to understand that any other individual in the House of Representatives that was supposedly charged with a crime, they are innocent until proven guilty. So let's have the justice system move forward and make those judgments.
So you're saying that any action regarding your future in the House of Representatives should wait for the legal system to play out?
That would be my wish. Yeah, we're hoping on some sort of decision by the court in the next several weeks, and let's take it from there.
What is the last communication you've had with Speaker Chatfield?
Not I haven't had a chat with Speaker Chatfield for at least several months.
Since before.
Yeah, right.
Have you been in touch with anybody in his office?
No.
Do you consider yourself still part of the Republican caucus?
Yes.
Why?
I was elected Republican from the citizens of Grand Traverse County, and I'm here to fulfill my obligation.
Will you be making any effort to convince the speaker to give you back some of your committee assignments or to let you back in these caucus meetings?
Yeah. I would, if the speaker would like to speak with me, I'd be more than happy to do so and discuss, where I'm at with my situation and let him make a, hopefully a second judgment call.
Have you asked for a meeting?
No, I haven't, but that might be something I might do here very soon.
Your attorney did say that doors to your office had been locked and you don't have access to them. How do you know that?
I don't know that. I haven't been over. But I'm assuming my pass has been canceled. But I might waltz over there and see what's going on.
Where are you working out of?
Communication with your staff?
Where are you working out of?
Good question. One of the challenges of not being able to be in your office is it's really hard to represent the citizens of Grand Traverse County, take phone calls, meet with them, have my staff work on the agenda for the House and brief me on the bills. So it'll be an extreme challenge to continue forward without my office and staff.
Have you been in communication with your staff?
No. All communication needs to go through the business office per the speaker.
Regardless of the federal case, do you feel you adequately represented your constituents when you were struggling with an opioid addiction?
Well, you didn't know until somebody, the forensic doctor discovered it, which I'm very grateful for. When you're in pain, you just take the prescriptions that are written by your physician. So, these kind of things happen, and I'm hoping if I can continue in the House of Representatives, since I have gone through this experience, I understand now really clearly and with compassion people that have addictions, no matter what type of an addiction it is, and the help that they need. Now, I voluntarily went into a detox and inpatient treatment center, 6 weeks for detox, 5 weeks for detox, 6 weeks for inpatient treatment, and it was probably the one main thing that probably saved my life. So there's no question that the continuation of those kinds of meds with me probably would have ended my life. So I'm grateful to be alive, grateful that I met the forensic doctor, grateful that I got my head clear and I'm clean and ready to go. But it's time for this legislature to be compassionate and understanding for people that have gone through an addiction and recovery. It's just like any other illness. And we need groundbreaking legislation in these chambers to assist people with addiction and recovery and to make sure that when they come back to their employment, that they are come back in open arms and their job is waiting back for them. So, it's a problem in the state, it's a problem in the country, and we aren't doing enough to combat opioid addictions and people that have been affected by that, making sure they get the proper treatment, recovery, and a new path going forward for their careers.
Will you be introducing legislation?
I would love to work with various groups and organizations that have the same view and vision I have to try to put some sort of legislation together.
Do you maintain that you did nothing wrong?
In my mind, I did nothing wrong, and what we need to do is go through the legal process to make that final determination.
Do you anticipate you'll have to miss work occasionally because of court dates?
Whenever there is not a court date now, so whenever that court date is, if there is one, then I probably, depending on if it's midweek, likely have to miss 1 or 2 days.
So we can expect you regularly back in the sessions now?
Yes.
Representative, before you got this treatment, how long would you say you had been addicted to painkillers?
That is currently being analyzed and documented, so I don't have an exact time for you. But I will tell you that I underwent 5 surgeries in 24 months previous to this event occurring. And I was under these kinds of medications.
Yeah, I apologize. What were the surgeries for?
And an appendix surgery, and then that ended up being a bowel perforation surgery, and then it ended up being a second bowel perforation surgery, and then an umbilical hernia and a second umbilical hernia operation.
So 5 surgeries.
5 surgeries for 1 appendix operation. So, I went through a lot of surgical procedures, of which I almost lost my life twice, and was under a lot of opioid pain medication, not only in the hospital but afterward.
Were the texts a result of, were the texts that are under question in the legal system right now a result of this addiction in your mind?
I can't raise that answer, but my attorney sure can.
So
It's
when
kind
did
of,
those
but he's asked me not to refrain from, questions that would be centered around the case and the trial.
Does he want us to call him?
Yes. Yeah. You're welcome to call Chris Cook, Newman Law in Traverse City.
I know you said it was about 20, you said 5 surgeries in 24 months. When about did that take place?
I'm trying to remember. 17, 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm back. I'm happy to be back. Happy to be working with my colleagues, and hopefully, I could work with some people to start this really important, groundbreaking legislation on opioid use, addiction, and recovery, and making sure people get the proper treatment and have an avenue back to their life.
So would you say you're a victim here of all of this?
Well, that's a great question. It all depends on your perspective, because they were prescribed by physicians. And, there are a lot of things to consider in that answer. When you go back to the doctors, the hospital, and their healthcare systems. And, you can make a case that they saved my life, and you can make a case that, somebody wasn't watching with all the meds I was on. So